I appreciate that.
Sorry about
Okay.
that.
No problem. All right. So I have the order now, and so then I will go next to Terry.
Well, I think, I always hate going after Jawad. He's such an elegant speaker. And I think this is a setup sometimes, but I would try my best. And just because there was no picture taken of Jawad at the ribbon cutting, I think my brother Bruce and I was there also. But because there was no picture of us either, you didn't know we were there. But I'm just saying that I think that was a possibility. Um, no, great that, as Gwad said, that you actually have a park. That's awesome. I do ask that you do a couple of things because parks are a wonderful place. They're beautiful. They're great for kids. They're great for families. Um, just continue to be vigilant. Um, don't let your park be taken over. Um, keep it like it is like it should be. Everyone should use your park. Everyone. So with that being true, just make sure that, you know, be reporting if you see any type of nefarious activities. And just keep it clean. It's beautiful and just keep it that way. So earlier last week, I disseminated my crime mapping, and it looked, if I think Lynn said she was going to put it out for me. If you look at the actual picture, and I'll try to just hold it up for here, it looks kind of, all colored, and, that was from 30 days. And I compared crime stats from the 30 days that was last year. But I went back 30 days today, and you guys are looking good. That was the entire, I don't know if you can see it, but that was the entire service area that I showed you earlier. So the past 30 days, you've had one aggravated assault. You had 2 thefts and 2 simple assaults. And a lot of times assaults can just be domestic violence. And in this case, the aggravated assault, which is the most dangerous one, it was a DV where the husband hit his wife with a metal pipe, and it kind of went downhill from there. But she was okay, thank goodness. The other one was a worker at the Dollar Tree. Another female was buying some items, didn't have enough money. So the clerk said, well, we could re-ring you up and you take items off, but we have to ring everything up again. And the person buying got upset and got a little push and match. No one was hurt, but still the person that was the suspect, the other female was just being too aggressive. The other simple assault was a domestic violence that occurred. One of the theft was a package theft off of Xena Drive. And then the other theft was actually the 7-Eleven at Billman. But it wasn't what you think necessarily. One of the workers, I guess they sell the little debit cards you can load stuff on, you can load money on. So he stowed some debit cards and loaded money on it and then took off and never been back. So it was like $1,000, I think, that was taken. The only thing that we do have a new lieutenant for our service area. He's going to be coming around this week, meeting everybody as much as we can. His name is Jose Chavez. He's a good guy. He's never worked in City Heights or the district or the division for Mid-City, so he's excited to meet everybody. He's got a lot of experience, and I think he'll fit really good. And other than that, it's just, I want to say thank you to Sonia, Lynn, and the entire board for all that you ladies do. Just amazing. your energy you showed, your dedication, just you just, I don't know, you inspire a lot of people to do great things. And there's other people out there too. I see Jerry. Well, I don't see her, but I see the iPhone, and then the rest of your board, and you know, Sandy says her name is Eric now, but she still, busts our butt and keeps us in line. So everyone should have my contact information. And I just want to wish everybody a super, super new year. All the elected officials and you representatives, thank you for what you do. It's a tireless and thankless job, and we just love you for what you do for the communities. Just continue to keep it up, and I will go. Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you. Any questions for Terry? Nope. All righty.
I have a question.
Okay.
Eric doesn't count.
No, he doesn't. I don't even know where he went to.
Okay.
I know I've been told that you put things on Get It Done, but we have these construction trailers that keep getting dumped in our cul-de-sac for a month or two at a time. What's the best way to get the police to or the meter person to just do a sweep through, because they're not marking anything? So these construction trailers, and they have a license plate on them, but they're just illegally parked for long periods of time.
They want you still to continue to use the Get It Done, and I know the Get It Done may not be getting done. So
Okay.
just I always dovetail that with, if you send me the plate numbers,
Okay.
and I know that it's been a while since I've been on your cul-de-sac, and you're going to hit me with an egg when I show up.
No.
I get that, but if you, I didn't realize that they were parking there for long periods of time.
Yeah, they are.
And I can talk with the parking people and have them come by and then mark them, or I can come by and mark them and run them myself. So
our biggest concern in the cul-de-sac has been, because we've had canyon fires too, and some of those trailers are pretty wide, so the fire trucks can't get into the cul-de-sac to be able to douse the fires. So
I know that your handsome son is pretty aggressive. So did he by chance ever talk with any of them and say, hey, this is a fire hazard, you guys can't be doing this?
I did. He was with me, but sometimes little old ladies with white hair can get a little bit farther than a 33-year-old going on 13 autistic kid.
Well, some of that, I think you're going on 13 sometimes,
Yeah.
but we won't get into that. But
Yeah, but it just they tell me that they don't have any place else to park, and that things are getting broken into on 58th Street.
is that where they work, or were they?
Some of them live on 58th Street.
Okay.
So.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I'll talk with you tomorrow or the next day, Eric,
Whatever,
on
sir.
that.
Just
And,
get on that dissertation, okay?
Well,
Right.
Eric, I just want you can't be using, little white-haired women as an excuse to, you're just a bunch of ankle biters. I know you are. So you're just tenacious
right.
in your, pursuit. So
I
anyways,
do see.
thank you.
Sorry. I do see one other hand. Fox.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell.
Wait.
Okay, I wanted to say to Terry, I really like your mustache and your longer sideburns. You're doing that Adam 1270s look thing going on.
I won't tell you my secret on why I'm doing it, but yes, thank you. Adam 12 wasn't what I envisioned, but I'll take it.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. If anybody have any additional questions, you got his number. You can give him a call or shoot him an email. All right. All right. So I will move on to Bruce from City Council Member Monica Montgomery Steps' office. Hi, Bruce.
Hi, greetings everyone. Happy New Year. Good to be with you. On tonight, I have just a few things I'd like to share, and I'll definitely try to keep it under 5 minutes. First of all, the council member has been elected by her peers to be the council president pro tem of the city council. And that's sort of like being the vice president of the city council. So when the council president, Shanilo Rivera, can't run the meetings, then the council member will step up to the plate and run the meeting. So she's pleased to hold that position. Also, she will continue to chair the Public Safety and Livable Neighborhoods Committee, and she will serve on the following committees: the Budget and Government Efficiency Committee, the Active Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, as well as the Economic Development Governmental Relations Committee. So she'll serve on those 4 committees, as well as serve as the council president pro tem. The outside committees for this year will be the co-chair of the City County Reinvestment Task Force, board representative of the San Diego MTS Board of Directors, alternative rep for MTS Executive Committee, chair of the Public Security Committee for MTS, and the first representative and alternate chair for the San Diego Consortium Policy Board. She's also serving with Council President Elo Rivera in the selection of a new IBA. So she's going to have a busy year. But she'll never be too busy for our communities. And so just a reminder that office hours will continue to take place on Fridays. So if you or a group of folks would like to meet with the council member to discuss a particular item, contact Stephanie in our office, 619-236-6644, so you can have an opportunity to share with the council members some of your concerns, some reports, or anything that you'd like to talk about for 20 to 30 minutes with the council member. We're still doing them virtually. So call and set an appointment if you'd like to talk to her directly. Also, you always want to continue to remind folks to use Get It Done. It's always improving. And so, and if there are Get It Done issues that have been lingering for a moment, you can always send me an email and let me know the number of the report number for that particular Get It Done. And I can do my best to elevate that so that it can get some attention. Remember that budget priorities are due on the 14th of January, which is coming up this week. And we always want to know what our community wants to think about or wants the council member to consider when putting up those budget priorities. So with that, we do have a survey, a District 4 budget survey, and I'm going to put that link in the chat so that everyone that would like to participate, you can fill that out, send it in. And also you can send that link to other folks that live in the district that also would like to maybe share their thoughts and list their priorities as well. So please take advantage of that. Let's see if anyone has I think we all have homeowners here, but just in case if anyone has any challenges with the Republic Trash Service and you still need to be able to contact them, let me know and I can give you the customer service link. And if it's really serious, let me know and we may be able to work with the mayor's office to make some things happen that way as well. And finally, well, 1 or 2 more things. Just know that California has a mortgage relief program going on. And if you are having struggles with your mortgage, I can put a link in the chat as well for folks that are It says you must be at least at or below 100% of San Diego County's area median income, and own a single family home, condo, or permanently affixed manufactured home, and have faced a pandemic related financial hardship between January 21st and December 27th, 2021. So I'm not sure exactly what that number is, but we can find that out for you. But if you have a challenge with your mortgage, just send me something and I can put that link in the chat as well. And work. We like to work here in San Diego. And if you want to find a job over at the Workforce Partnership Metro Center on Imperial Avenue over by the Home Depot on the, let's see, it's at the 24-hour fitness. There are going to be several employers out there on this coming Wednesday. Well, no, I'm sorry. Let's see. I had it out here. Anyway, I think it's next week, next Tuesday, but I will put a link in the chat and you'll be able to go in and apply for jobs, or you can send someone to perhaps interview and or get an application so that you can, or they can have or find some work. So those are what I have for now. If there are any questions, I'm happy to try to respond to them. If no questions, let's let the grilling begin.
Sonia, I have a question. I'm sorry, I can't raise my hand.
That's all right. Go right ahead.
Okay. Bruce, I had a question about the streets in District 4 that were picked for the Mayor's Sexy Street repair program for the next 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the criteria was for the streets that were chosen?
In our district, that was handled by our Deputy Chief of Staff, Max, and I can ask Max to get in contact with you and give you that criteria, and you can feel free to list that on the website as well.
Okay, no, I'm just curious. Because I see they've already been chosen. I was just curious about because it was internal, I think. So I just wanted to know what the criteria was, why only certain streets were chosen for repair. That's all.
I will check. I'll double check and have Max get with you, or I'll send you an email and that criteria. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Bruce.
You're welcome.
All right. So next is Lucero Maganda from the State Assembly Members, Dr. Akila Weber's office.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. It's nice to see everyone again. Our office is looking forward to having a very productive year. Fun fact, this will be our first official year that we start from the beginning of the calendar year. So we came in kind of in a weird time, but we're very excited to start from the very beginning of the year. So we're looking forward to doing a lot of events, getting a lot of work done. As you know, legislation is back in session, and I will be keeping you all updated on what our legislative packet looks like as we progress through the legislative session. Our office is also planning a lot of exciting events, which hopefully we can still be able to do with all of this new variants that are happening. We're still very wary and trying to keep everyone as safe as possible. But I will be keeping you updated as we finalize those details. Our last event that we did was our winter literacy event, which was a really fun event where we were able to give out hundreds of books. It was a really fun little way to end the year for us. We have actually a video on our website if you in case you missed it. And as always, I do invite you all to follow us on Facebook and on our website for any updates. And I will leave my contact information if you have any questions or follow-ups. I also wanted to remind everyone that our office is still accepting applications for the Young Legislatures program, which is an opportunity for high school juniors and seniors to learn about the legislative process. We do have the deadline coming up for January 17th. So I'll share the link below if anyone knows anyone that's interested in applying, please feel free to share it. And lastly, I just wanted to remind everyone that we are still assisting with any casework with any state-related matter. So please feel free to reach out. Like Bruce mentioned, there is the mortgage relief program, and our office is able to assist with any questions regarding that particular program. Please feel free to give our office a call or send me an email, and I'd be happy to assist. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
All right. Anybody have any questions for Lucero? Don't. All right. Well, thank you. All right. So moving right along. I guess we're doing pretty good here. Next is Tony Duran from State Senator President Tony Atkins' office.
Thank you so much. Good evening, folks. Tony Duran with Senate President Pro Tem Tony Atkins' office. So today, the governor released his budget proposal for 2022 to 2023. That means it's now in the hands of the legislature. So your assembly members and your senators will be working together to talk about what they want to be added to those budget priorities. So that's the time to let us know if you have some large projects in your communities that you would like assistance from the state, so we can at least submit those ideas to see if we can get any funding for it. Unfortunately, it's not a guarantee, but it's the pro tem and she has a little bit of pull. But we do look forward to building upon the momentum of 2021, starting with a strong fiscal outlook in 2022. They do have projections of $45 to $50 billion available in discretionary resources for schools, healthcare, and other general fund needs. So with the legislature starting back up just about a week ago, some of the key issues that the senator is looking forward to working on this session, she's got a legislative package that she'll release sometime soon. And once we get that, I'll be letting you all know what her priorities are as well. As the pro tem, she does not necessarily carry a lot of legislation, because unfortunately sometimes other members like to kind of hold that, say, I'll help your bill pass if you do this, or this for me. So she generally only carries a few pieces of legislation and fights hard for those. But she is looking at a first-time homebuyer program called the California Dream for All program. We will have more information on that for you soon, but it would be a collaborative program between the state and private investors. We want to make sure that we want to see if we can help Californians become first-time home buyers, so folks can also pass those along to if they've got any children or grandchildren. We want to grow the state for our local residents and make it so folks can stay in the state that they've grown up in. She also wants to make sure that we are continuing to take strong action to address challenges including housing, homelessness, climate change, wildfire mitigation, drought, and water resiliency solutions as well. I think we all had on our list of things to talk to you about is that the mortgage relief program that did start up on Wednesday of last week. camortgagerelief.org is that website. You got 3 of us that can send you that link if you need it, unless somebody's already put it in the chat. But as I said, we have a big year ahead of us. With COVID the way it is now and this variant, unfortunately, affecting quite a lot of folks in the city and the state. And we just encourage you, if get your vaccination if you're able. Be careful with your gatherings. try to stay safe for yourself and for your friends and family. And any state-related issues that you have that you need assistance with or any questions, feel free to contact us. I'll put my contact information in the chat as well. It's just tony.duran@sen.ca.gov. But we are here to help in any way we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Anybody have any questions? I don't notice any hands up. Well, thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. All righty. Last but not least, Ana Laura Martinez, County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher's office.
Good evening, everyone. Ana Laura Shive. Happy New Year. So good to see you all. I just have a few updates, so I'll be short. Echoing what Tony was sharing towards the end, the Omicron variant is easily contracted. And to help keep San Diegans safe, the county has increased testing capacity at the county sites by making more appointments available. And we strongly encourage all to be vaccinated and boosted as San Diego undergoes this surge. Secondly, our office compiled a 3-year impact report to share what our office with Supervisor Fletcher has accomplished in the last 3 years. Our office has successfully passed 95 policies and championed numerous initiatives to invest in affordable housing, improve air quality and tackle climate change, support working families and children, help businesses thrive, and create a better way to deliver mental health and addiction treatment to vulnerable San Diegans. And thirdly, given this Omicron surge and we want to be safe, but as we go through redistricting maps being official January 15th and on, we want to be proactive in meeting with new community. So if you want to connect with Supervisor Fletcher, please do so, and I'll provide links for all that I shared. And that's all I have. So if folks don't have any questions, I'll pass it back to Sonia, but I do see Lucero's hand.
Yes, just a quick comment about what you mentioned on the increased capacity. What are you talking about, like vaccinations or for testing?
So that one is specifically for testing. So
Okay.
last week, the county added around 198 testing appointments to 6 of our testing sites. So it went from around 400 to 600 at 7 of our county testing facilities.
Got it. Okay. And what about for vaccinations? Is that still a priority, or are they prioritizing testing?
So the vaccination has continued as is, but there's been more of an increased need for the testing sites.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, and that note, Lucero, as well, thank you so much. But I know there's been news going around too. Just be careful to making sure that you are going into a testing site that is, I guess, real. I know there's been some concerns about some fake testing sites. And so just be careful letting your friends, loved ones know to know that the county offices do not ask for any Social Security and it's free of cost. And then I do see Terry's hand up.
Yes. And I just want to say that, across from our substation off of Fairmont at Henwood Park, I have been seeing lines daily, that probably hundreds a day, that are getting tested. So I just want to give kudos to you if you take it back to Nathan, however that works for you guys. But it truly is good to see. I mean, I can't, the lines is there the entire day. It's just, the rain we had last week or the week before did not deter people from coming out and getting tested. So that was really, really good to see. So I appreciate, Nathan and the county supervisors doing that. So if you just pass that on, I appreciate it.
Will do. Thank you so much, Terry. I'll pass it back to you, Sonia.
Well, thank you. Appreciate all the information and your presence here to give us all the information for what's going on in the city. I think that was our last representative available there for speaking. So we're going to move on to our main presentation today, which is our community discussions. for our 2020 priorities. So I'm gonna let Lynn kind of step in and guide us on how we're going to handle that today, this evening.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So I thought real quick we should just recap last year's priorities. I know we provided a lot of information in February about this, but I just wanted people to know what we actually did accomplish this year and what we'll still be working on over this next year as well. So these were the top 7 priorities that we looked at last year. And I'm going to work backwards now from the lowest priority, which is 69th Street. And so I don't know if anyone's been on that street. It looks like wavy gravy. And that was brought up by more than one member last year. So I emailed the street division. I sent some photos in, and they immediately responded and said, well, they've been out there recently and the issue's resolved, or they did the necessary repairs, and absolutely nothing was done. So I emailed the street division again, and I didn't get a response. My concern has been because this area is in the undergrounding. It's been allocated, it's on the list now, and that the city might not do any heavy street repair until after the undergrounding is done. So I've sent that information on to Bruce, and we'll get an update from Bruce sometime next month, I hope, about this. But my feeling is that street is, that section, that's the next phase of undergrounding in Rolando Park, will be on the south side of Marlowe. And lucky for you, Sonia, that also includes your street. But so it's in phase 2, environmental planning. And I did get an email from undergrounding today because I asked, and they said that they expect the design phase of this to be finished by June 30th of 2023. So sometime in the next year and a half, we will have some updates, and we'll have some notice public hearings, just so everyone knows about that. But I do think that's probably why they're not going to do much about 69th, because they're going to tear the streets up, and typically they would come back at the end of the undergrounding process and then resurface the streets as they need to. That's what I know. Our other one that we did address last year almost immediately, people asked about noise abatement from the 94 freeway. Chevelle Tate actually contacted Caltrans when she was still our rep, and the response from them was that there can't be any noise abatement for freeway because it's not a new freeway, and they usually only add a sound wall when they build a new freeway. So it is what it is. But we did look at it. We did get answers to that. This one came up last year. As you know, the initial project for sidewalk on College was supposed to be from Livingston to College Grove. And halfway through the design process, it was reduced in scope from Livingston to just Judy McCarty. And my personal feeling is that that end of the sidewalk doesn't impact our community as much as it would have been if they'd done from College Grove to Judy McCarty, because that's where I see the most people walking to get to across the street and go to the shopping center. But this concern was brought up to our city council member, Monica Montgomery Stepp. And last summer, Catherine Kern, who's also on our Eastern Area Planning Group with me, we submitted it to the planning group as a priority project for capital improvement program. And I want to say thank you to Bruce and to the city council member, because this completion of this sidewalk is now on the program and it's in preliminary engineering. I do want to remind people that the first half of the sidewalk took 10 years to get completed. And in all actuality, it might take 10 years to get the rest of the sidewalk completed. But if you can see this, this is what's been done so far down in here in red. That's, they wrapped around that section of Livingston that didn't have a sidewalk, came up to Judy McCarty, they stopped there. So the next phase of this, which I think is really pretty nice, is it goes way beyond College Grove, and there will now be a sidewalk that goes all the way up to Meridian. Meridian is also missing sidewalks. So we will have sidewalks then all the way from Billman down to Livingston on College at some point. Again, I hope I'm still around by the time it's finished, but okay. The other thing we looked at, community identity. I know people have asked about a monument sign at the Pocket Park. We'll talk about that later tonight. But I did want to say one of the community identity projects that we did get done this year is we replaced all of our banners along College and University. Those are all brand new. We have 30 banners up. They look pretty good. They'll look pretty good for another couple of years, we think. So, University Avenue is sort of tricky for us always. There's only so much a community council can do. We don't have sway with developers. There aren't redevelopment funds anywhere out there that are going to appear and magically make University Avenue look better. But things that we can do as a community council, and we did two this year, we did two cleanups along University from Aragon down to College, 2 weekends. That's Mr. Williams there. And one of our crews, Joyce, Debbie, Cheryl, Michelle and family, Judy and Dave. And then we came back 2 weeks later, a little bit smaller crew, but we finished up, and that's Mr. Tim Davey. Thank you, Tim. Me, Judy, Fox, Sonia, Sharon, and a store owner from the little shopping center there. He goes out and he cleans the shopping center sidewalk every day to keep it looking nice and neat.
And Bruce. And Bruce helped clean up.
Yeah, I mentioned Bruce. Yep. Okay. Traffic calming. This has been one of our priorities since 2017. I just am waiting to ask Bruce for an update on this because we were told last spring that the funding is there. However, we still don't have the traffic calming in the community. So will probably be on our list this year until it gets done. But we did do some traffic studies again this year. This year we looked at east-west patterns. The previous years that we studied, we looked at the north-south streets. And so we did Waite, we did Celia Vista, and we looked at Billman. And what they found in all of them, yeah, we see speeding, and we all know we see speeding. But we don't see enough speeding to warrant traffic calming. The city uses the 85th percentile, which basically means 85% of the people are usually driving the speed limit. But 85% of the people aren't the ones who cause wrecks. So.
And there was an accident on Waite from speeding.
Yes, and it's sort of frustrating, but that's the way the city measures it. So, and the last thing I just wanted to talk about a little bit is residential safety. That was one of our biggest concerns last year. So Terry was here last spring. We talked about the Homeless Coalition, the homeless issue here. We've had people out. We talked about pet safety because of the coyotes and the canyon problem. This fall, we had San Diegans for Gun Violence Prevention out to talk about safe storage of firearms. Right now on our website, if people look or care to, we have monthly reports from the Homeless Coalition that Terry runs on our website. And starting this month, I will also add Terry's crime reports there. So you always have this information available on the website. And to finish off this month, volunteers from the community council are going to be going out to residents along Xena Canyon and Celia Vista along the open space there. And we're going to have a form package and try and encourage our residents who live along the canyons to complete a letter of agency for the police department. And this would allow the police department to come on your property if you have homeless on your canyon property or any other problems. The police then can come on your property to remove them and take care of the issue. So anyone that we can get to complete the form while we wait. We're actually willing to complete it for you if that's what it takes. But we will provide no trespassing signs for any resident who completes a letter of agency. And we'll get those out to you. Two other things that were concerns were more street lights. That's a city thing. As part of the undergrounding, we will get more street lights. It just looks like it's going to be out there a little bit. And I will say fireworks and guns firing on New Year's Eve and at least once every weekend now still seem to be issues. So that's where we're at. Okay. So with that, we're going to open it up and talk about priorities for this year. And we're doing it a little bit different this time, provided I don't muck this up. I'm going to capture ideas for priorities, and we're going to pull real time here at the end of this, and just so we can move on next month. So I'm opening up the floor to concerns, issues, anything you would like to talk about in the community council that you think should be a priority for the next year. Don't be shy.
I was gonna say, yeah, go ahead and raise your hand on there. We can see it if you know how to put it up there. If not, then you can unmute and speak. I see Terry just raised his hand.
Yeah, Lynn, like we did last year, or actually might have been the year before last, I wanted to have each of my communities give me one thing that they wanted me to try to help with. And for you guys, it was that gaming, Empire Gaming.
Yes.
It was a long battle, but we succeeded in that. So if your council would like to do the same thing, I'm still going to ask for one more, I guess, objective that you'd like me to try to help with as best as I can, and I'll be more than happy to do that. I just wanted to kind of a good segue into that. So if you could. Thank you.
We appreciate that. So we can, as we get our priorities, maybe one of these priorities that people suggest, maybe one we ask you to assist with. All right. I'm not seeing any other hands.
I'd just like to say, if I may, if you need an extra volunteer to help with walking to get names for the letters of agency, I'm happy to make that walk and help out with that.
Appreciate that.
That would be great, Bruce. Thank you.
Thank you.
I do want to throw two things out there about community identity, and just see, because both of these ideas have been brought up to me, and both are by communities, residents who'd like to volunteer to do something for the community. And one of them is Dave Castro. I think many of us know Dave. He volunteers. He helped us put up our neighborhood watch signs and do some other things. He's always happy to help out in the community. He's a retired concrete contractor, and he would like to help us, if we can get the permits and get everything underway, to put in a monument sign at the Paca Park. And he comes very cheaply. So that's one idea for community identity. And then earlier today, someone else I know in the community has a neighbor who's an artist, and he would like to do a mural on the underpass on the 94 as you come from Federal in or off the freeway and loop under. He's a mural artist, and he'd like to do a Welcome to Rolando Park mural there. And again, we would have to look at the costs. He's pretty much looking for materials and maybe, but I know that there are some grants, some city grants we could look at, but it seemed like a sort of a cool idea. So I'm just putting those out there just to see what people think.
All right. And anybody, if there's any, I mean, you can bring up anything that you have been thinking about, or even if you're unsure, if it's something we could address, just go ahead.
Can I address something, Sharon? Okay, actually, I have two things. I can't think of anything right now as far as priority for next year, but is contact us at rolandopark.org the correct email to use if I think of something later, like at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
Or
Yeah, okay, so I'm looking at the website and it's contact us at rolandopark.org.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Thanks.
Okay,
Sharon.
so the other thing I wanted to say, thank you for letting me talk now. I would have talked earlier in the meeting, but I was at another group that I had a group meeting. I had a group come out and harvest the excess grapefruit we had in the front of our yard. We have a really nice grapefruit tree. And it's a group called Senior Gleaners. So that's senior as in senior citizens and gleaners as in gleaning your field. They have a Facebook page and I can put in the I think I've got the contact number if you guys want me to put it in the chat room. But they came this year, or this season, they came and harvested it for us and harvested 12 boxes of grapefruits that they're going to give to different food banks. So if you guys, anybody here knows of or has fruit dropping from your trees, by all means, you can contact them and have them help you out. Since it's kind of late in the game, they're really busy during fruit season. What they had me do the first time was harvest it myself, and they came in and just picked it up. So even if you don't think that there's going to be enough time to make an appointment and have them come to your home and harvest your tree a few weeks out, you can harvest it now and they would just come and pick the stuff up. So if you guys feel that's a good idea, I can put the information in the chat room.
that sounds great for those who have trees who can share.
Okay, let's see if I'll try my best to work on doing that because okay. Thank you. That's all I had.
Well, thank you, Sharon. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
And I see Cecilia has her hand up.
Hi, this might just be a total me related issue and not a community related issue. So I'm just gonna throw it out there. On my property, there's a couple of trees that are a bit invasive and and I noticed kind of like around the neighborhood, just that there are some invasive trees. And I was looking into it a little bit and I saw that there have been some programs that have been not necessarily taking down the trees, but replacing the trees with less invasive trees. And I was wondering if maybe that would be something that would be like the ones that kind of dig, the roots kind of dig up, or they'll kind of tripping hazards kind of stuff. And so I've seen that they get like replaced with kind of less trees that, drop less, the, leaves and stuff. So anyways, that was an idea that I had.
Just more trees, or I guess I just want to be sure.
Well, more trees would always be lovely, but I guess just replacing some of the less aggressive, the less invasive trees. So like I've got 3 trees on my property that have like dug underneath and stuff, and not just my house, but also like the cities, like got into the piping and just issues. But I just thought that like I've seen some other trees that have also been very similar, that I just thought maybe getting on somebody's radar, that we could get trees that are a little bit easier to work with.
So you mean far as like finding them on like near sidewalks, or like
sidewalks.
in sidewalks or something like that, where they've overgrown?
Yes.
And they don't necessarily, they're not in someone's yard.
Right.
Necessarily. Okay.
So we would want to identify those and then do what? Ask the city to try and get those replaced? Because are we talking about, these are trees that are on city property, right?
Trees that are on city property, because I saw that there's a San Diego initiative, I don't know if that's what it's called, but a San Diego ordinance that like you're not supposed to get rid of trees anymore. They're trying to create like a more city, I don't know, something about they're not taking away any more trees. So you can ask to get it replaced with less invasive trees. So, but as much as I'd love to take them out, like
I guess it would need to be evaluated as to whether it's like, for example, if it's in a space where it shouldn't be in the first place. Maybe it was a dropping that ended up growing into a tree. or
Yep.
something to that extent. So I guess it would need to be evaluated as to determine whether it's something that can be removed and does it need to be replaced, sort of thing. But I think I get your point.
Mhm.
Maybe it's something we can look into to see if there's anything that can be done for those things. We can look into the research to kind of clear out invasive trees in our area. Not sure what you think, Lynn, on that.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, first of all, when we look at planting any kinds of trees, we should be looking at, native trees, native to this area instead of what we have. I mean, we don't need 500 varieties of palm trees. I don't.
Right. I agree. And it's funny you say that, because as I drive down College towards university and looking at that hillside, I'm wondering, if any of those trees are causing any problems to any of those people who live across the street there, right along Little College going down that way. So it's a good point. So maybe it's something we can look into.
Well, too, and I think if you look at the pocket park, like if we talk about actually putting a monument sign in there, would you put it in there the way it looks now?
Right.
No, we should look at cleaning the pocket park up, but also look at the trees that are in the pocket park. I don't believe any of those are native California trees.
Yeah.
And so if we're looking at maybe cleaning that up with a nice monument sign that identifies, community, then we should look at doing some native plants there, native shrubs, native trees that really reflect what, this area. So anyway, I see lots of hands up now. So
yeah,
I think you struck a nerve there.
Yeah, like, okay, that's what you may, but that's okay. That's what we want. We want to get people going. Thank you, Cecilia. All right. So I see Catherine Kern.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe there could be some, or we could identify some places for placemaking. Maybe that could be roundabouts, on certain streets that would also kind of make our community have a little more character. And also it would slow down the traffic at the same time. But I think it would be to identify some, what placemaking is and how that could translate into making our community have a little more character, like, Rolando Villages up there. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Thank you.
And I don't disagree with it, because I see people out walking every night, and you're one of them. And it seems so unsafe to cross any of our intersections right now.
Right.
Especially if you have dogs. Things like roundabouts, traffic circles, those will slow down traffic a little bit in our community and make it what it should be, I think, which is a walkable neighborhood.
Right.
So,
yeah, I think roundabouts are a great idea.
Yeah.
It might take a while. It's going to take a long time, but I think it's a great idea to identify which ones we want to suggest, if we can, to the offices of the county people that we need to.
Okay.
Right. And that's a very good point, in the sense that, particularly on my street, there's a lot of people that walk because they go to the 7-Eleven, to the laundromat, to that space. And then there's a lot of people who fly around the corner and fly down the street. So that may be something, definitely. I would agree that we can consider, especially the large space we have, for example, at Meridian and Xena there, to give people a spot to slow down. So yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Okay, I see Joanna Dullum.
Yes, I just wanted to add, when you're talking about the trees, our neighbor, I live in Loma Alta, and this took a long time for it to get fixed. There were these 2 palm tree volunteer things that were in the sidewalk thing. And I remember telling him, it's like, hey, that's going to grow, that's going to grow. But he didn't do anything about it. And they grew really, really tall. And then they started blocking the street light. So again, the city said, no, it's yours. And he says, no, it's yours. And so finally, these things got taken care of, because there were these 2 big, huge palm trees that were totally blocking the street light, which was kind of disturbing, because we, as you know, we don't have a lot of street lights to begin with. So this one was blocked. So it did get taken care of by the city, but it did take, you know, a long time to get that taken care of. And I'm going to go let them know because I could see another little baby palm tree growing up. And I'm like, you know, you need to take care of it before it gets big again. And the other thing, you know, talk about the priorities. Again, that same priority, like with the stupid fireworks and the, I don't know, back car sounds. My dog has been having major, she starts shaking and just, it is awful. And it seems like it's gotten worse than what it's ever been. I've lived here since 97. And this last, and it's just been really bad. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it'd be nice if they would stop doing it. There's a really, really loud sound that I heard down at university, and I have no idea what that was, but it made the house shake. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But those two things I want to let you know.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I think the fireworks, someone has posted on Nextdoor, those are M80s that they're shooting off. But it makes the house rattle. It's really something.
Yeah, that one's going to be a little bit more challenging, but we will work on trying to figure out maybe some ways to deter it, to report it, however way we can minimize the increased activity. All right, Mia.
Hi. So I want to add to the tree issue. So I wonder if there's a way where we could plant more trees in our neighborhood. I went to an estate sale, you know, in another neighborhood over the weekend, and I thought, you know, it really looked nice. And I kept thinking, why is their neighborhood much better looking than ours? And of course, you know, because they have manicured lawn, but it's also because they have nice trees. So I'm wondering if, you know, we can get into a program where we could plant more trees. And then the other thing too is in terms of the park, I went to the ribbon cutting and I think it looks really nice. My dog and I went to the second level and it's huge. But I wonder, because I could just imagine though that in the summer it's going to get really hot because there's not a lot of trees. And it's I think it's functional, but I'm wondering if we can make it pretty. So, you know, like if we can plant flowers, I can volunteer to donate bulbs, and I mean, but somebody would have to water them. But you know, because I'm into gardening these days, and I belong to, you know, I follow a couple of sites, and they have a lot of sales. So I could buy like thousands of bulbs, and you know, we can have an event where we could just all plant bulbs. But watering them would be an issue, I think.
Yeah, I think it would, and also because that's basically a city property now. So, I mean, I can ask. We do have a Park and Rec meeting next week, so that I can bring that up. But I wouldn't expect the answer to be good. And you know, we have discussed several times about doing plant more trees because there is a city program. Anyone can get free trees. You just have to sign the agreement and agree to water it. And that seems to stop some people right there, the responsibility of watering the tree.
Yeah. Now, my issue with that is I have a cemented sidewalk. So can they tear down the cement, tear it up, and then they can plant the trees? Or would I have to do it myself? Or I mean, not me personally, but hire somebody to do it? Or can the city do it?
You're speaking more tree-lined streets then.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, because at first I was wondering if you, and that's was going to be a question, was did you mean that people add a tree to their own property?
But it'd be nice too, but yeah, I mean, tree-lined where you can actually see it from the street.
Yeah, we've had that discussion before as far as tree-lined streets, correct, Lynn? And
yeah,
it was more so that I don't know, that would be a bigger thing compared to doing the, you know, requesting a tree for your own property.
Yeah.
So that would be.
I think part of the issue comes, you know, because we don't have new development here. If we had new housing, it would be mandatory from the city as part of the climate action plan that we would have to have trees planted. I just, yeah, it's frustrating. If more people would just plant trees, that would be great. I know there's an area in Kara's actually got some nice trees growing there, and there's some, a nice section on 69th where people participated in the tree program, and those trees are starting to look pretty good now. They've been in there about 4 or 5 years on 69th, and they're maturing, and you can see what it's going to look like in another 5 years. It's something I think we could talk about, because maybe we could tackle it like a block or two at a time.
Yes.
And what we need to do is maybe get just commitments from people, 2 or 3 people in a block, even, who would plant a tree. That will make all the difference 10 years from now. So,
and to your point, Mia, like, we do have a lot of sidewalk, but the problem is it is cemented, right? And so I don't think we're going to have that option to tear up the sidewalk to plant a tree, right? So there's a few sections in our neighborhood that have a small dirt space, but they're small. And so it's not really meant for any large trees. They're for smaller things. So I think in that sense, it's harder. But to Lynn's point, maybe getting people on the street themselves to maybe plant one in their front yard or something like that may be the first option to tackle. Okay. Any other ideas? Anybody think of anything as they were hearing other things? Now I see your hand up, Joanna. Is that from previously?
Yes. Let me go figure out how to get rid of that thing.
Oh, I can do it for you.
We always continue to tackle traffic. That seems to be an ongoing thing, speeding and so forth. Safety, we have all of our crime stopping signs up already. I don't know if anybody would want to consider what we can bring it up again is having a kind of a neighborhood watch thing. We've brought that up. The issue there is getting volunteers for for that, but I don't know if I just wanted to bring that up just in case anybody here may be interested. Trying to think of things that we've had in the past, other than our kind of ongoing issues, as I mentioned, such as traffic, unfortunately, our homeless situation in the canyon, and our fireworks situation. I'm not too much coming to my mind.
Well, in the chat room, David, which I think is actually Cheryl, mentioned that she or he would like to see more community events. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I don't think we really have anything routinely, do we?
So we had some ideas, but unfortunately, COVID kind of stifled that for now. We actually were planning something, food truck and what else was that, Lynn? We were going to do the food truck and
we actually talked last year. Well, almost 2
blood
years
drive.
now. Yeah, we're going to do a blood drive. And
Yeah.
Also we talked about doing a adopt a pet day too. Unfortunately, both those things are sort of on hold right now. Let me see, we're going to have a plant exchange one day this spring. We always do an ice cream social in June.
And now that we have a park, we are going to look at movies in the summertime.
Yes, we're looking at movie at the park, like most the other parks do. We'll see if we can we'll get an idea of costs for that, so that we could look at a movie at the park thing. That'd be like a family kind of movie.
We can even co-promote that with the Rolanda Park PTA if you guys want, so we can be a whole real community thing.
I think that's great, and that's sort of what we're talking about, right, Michelle? Is maybe we would partner with PTA and do the movie in the park thing. So things like that. It's just going to take a little time. We have a new park. We're still in a pandemic.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for sure, we're excited to have, now that we have a park that, hopefully we can have more community activity so our neighbors can get to know each other, right? And we can utilize that park. So yeah, I'm looking forward to when things finally start to get a lot more safer and everything to where we can have these activities. So definitely we'll keep community activities on the list, because we always are trying to have something. We were trying to have block party, those sorts of things. So those ideas, once the things start opening up better, we'll definitely go back to.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, we'll let you know, Tony, when that, our planet change is usually, what was that, March now? We moved it to March?
I think we moved it to March.
Yeah.
So I'll put it on our agenda. We can come up with a date next week for it so we can get it out there.
My pineapple is still growing strong after that exchange. Just
good.
throw that out there. Haven't gotten the fruit yet, but it's still growing.
There you go. All right. Anybody else have anything?
I feel like some of the things, it took 10 years to get the park, and that's actually on the short side. And if you know anything about how parks get done in the city of San Diego, most of them take 20 years. So to actually have a park in 10 years in the community, that's is really a feat for all of us. So I'm expecting that a lot of other things that we want to do are equally going to take years. They just don't happen in a single year. If they don't get done, we look at it every year. A lot of times it's going to carry over, like traffic calming and pedestrian safety, because that will always be an issue until the city can help us with that. So year number 5, here we are.
There we go. All right.
Any
Lynn, I had an answer to your question earlier about the sexy streets.
Yes.
My chief says that city operations generated the list and they take into considerations upcoming projects.
Okay.
So, that's how that happens. But you can, if you want to send me any streets that you would like to have added to that list, and you probably already have, but if you want to resend it, send it to me and I'll make sure that our team sees it.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
Sure.
very much, Bruce.
Right.
Okay.
So considering, Lynn, not quite sure what our list looks like.
Well, that's not it. Here we go. Can you see it? Can everybody see it?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm going to launch this. Let's see if this works. All right, can everyone see this?
Yes.
So you're going to want to, there's, what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 choices. So pick your top 3, pick 1, 2, and 3, your top choices. And does everyone know how to use the poll feature?
I don't see anything.
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
No.
Oh, I see it.
I think you probably have an older version of Zoom if you don't see
Oh, yeah.
it. Okay.
How many people see it?
2. 3.
Just me and you.
No, I see it.
Okay.
I see it.
I see it.
I see it.
Okay.
Check the window.
Okay.
So how do I submit?
So maybe, Lynn, if you can maybe post or I don't know, after us few do it, then maybe put the priorities up online and maybe people can put their.
Yeah, I will put it up for the whole community after this, because
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go ahead and do mine.
I was hoping we could, maybe have like maybe about 5 items.
Yeah.
But since we only have 6 to start with, I'm just going to put the whole thing up on I'll put it up on our website, and I'll post it on Facebook and Nextdoor tomorrow, and we'll leave it up for a week.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry, Lynn, what's placemaking?
Placemaking, creating places, like our little pocket park. We could
Oh.
create an actual area there for people
Oh, yeah.
to gather, have conversations,
Okay.
you know, set up a chess table, play, little places to socialize together and in
Right.
a community.
There you
And there
go.
actually are some grants for that, because I know Catherine and I looked at some a few years ago.
Okay.
I'm having trouble submitting. It looks like I have to answer each and every one. I can't leave any blank. Is anybody else having that issue?
Oh, I haven't submitted mine yet.
Yeah, I can't hit submit either.
I'm not sure. Oh,
I'm having trouble also.
Let me try.
okay.
Let's see.
I still can't see it.
I actually
I submitted.
lost the list.
Oh, so you have to pick one for each item if it's either first, second, or third choice?
Yeah, you have to pick
Yeah.
a second, the first, second, or third choice.
As soon as you click on a choice, though, it disappears.
Okay.
So, and the whole list disappeared.
Okay, well, let's
Okay,
not
mine
get,
submitted.
everybody get aggravated. Let's not.
Okay, mine
I'll put it up
submitted.
on our website
Yeah.
tomorrow, and I'll post it on Facebook next door, and we'll leave it up for a few days so everyone will have an opportunity to look at these again. Okay.
You know, out of curiosity, can you see mine, Lynn? Mine submitted and said I successfully.
I see that I've had 6 people respond.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
but I wouldn't know who they are, so
Right.
I guess that part works. I don't
Yeah.
know who submitted it.
All right. So please, the rest of everyone else, if you go online and do your voting, and then next month we'll talk about, it'll probably be everything, but we'll have the priorities in order, right?
Mhm.
Of who thought we should look at, or the highest priority items. And we also always are open for input anytime, all time of the year. All right. So you have anything else, Lynn?
I have nothing. Thanks
right.
everyone for a great turnout tonight.
Yes.
And thanks for some good ideas here. It's sort of refreshing in a way not to be talking about safety tonight in a way, which means maybe something good did happen this last year, that's not our top priority this year. So I would encourage people though, when you see things, and if you're on Nextdoor, post it on Nextdoor to let the other community members know too. That's the one thing about Nextdoor that seems to work pretty well, besides lost dogs, is that it really is like an electronic or an online neighborhood watch. Let other people know what's going on. And also keep Terry in the loop too about things. Very much. I know our new business we hope is going to open in the next few weeks, the Dog Society, has a little bit of an issue with their next door neighbors. So Terry has talked to them, and fingers crossed so that business will open and should be successful, I think.
So I have an idea about that next door business. I think we should turn that into a sex museum. They have one in New York City, so why can't we have one here?
It's interesting. It's an interesting place.
Right.
Whatever you do, if you
Now,
go
I
in,
do-
don't take a flashlight and don't turn it on.
Right.
I'm just saying. Yeah, we had to go look for something one time, and it's just don't do it. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Now I do see Catherine's hand up. Is that new, Catherine?
Yeah, I was going to ask Lynn if we filled out, because I did find the poll. I can't believe I found it. So if we did the poll, do we have to do the one on Facebook or the next door that you're doing?
No.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
mean, you know, this posting it online will at least enable us to reach out to the rest of the community too.
Okay. I just didn't want to do it twice. Yeah. I just didn't want to do it twice. So, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't have to.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
You're like, I got it. I got it. All right. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, I'll say, see you next time. We'll go over these priorities, and everybody have a good evening.
Just a quick shout out just to say thank you for working on that park. It's, I saw it. It's awesome. Just thank you.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
you're welcome.
Thanks, everyone. You guys are awesome.
Thank
Love
you,
all of
Terry.
you.
Good
Bye,
night.
everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Have a good week.
Good night.
Good
You
night,
too.
everyone.
Thank you.
Okay. Who's still here?
Bettina and Eric in Weber. Oh, the poll. You are viewing the poll results.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this has been. Okay, so I'm going to ask Sandy to sign off, and good night, Sandy. I'm gonna
help there.
Yeah.
All right.
Good night, Sandy.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, that worked out. I mean, that's pretty cool. How many people came in? You said 6 of them came through?
No, we actually got 9 people.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's about half the people
Yeah.
for our neighborhood who were part of the neighborhood. So that's good.
Yeah.